Good morning students. Let's see the continuity of D block element. In that we are discussing about ionization energy of D block elements. Okay. So write one more question here. What is that? Second ionization energy of Cu plus 1 and Zn plus 1 is option A. Cu plus 1 has greater second ionization energy than first ionization energy, and the second one Cu plus 1 is less than Zn plus 1. Cu plus 1 is approximately Zn plus 1. D, none of these. So in between these two ions, which one has more second ionization energy? Okay. So let's see the explanation here. This is Cu plus 1 unipositive ion. Already we remove one electron from copper, then it becomes Cu plus 1 by using first ionization energy. Unipositive ion. Here we use second ionization energy and we remove the electron, then it becomes Cu plus 2. Am I right? By the loss of one electron. Okay. And what is the electronic configuration of Cu plus argon? 4s0 3d10. Okay. This is the stable electronic configuration due to the completely filled d orbitals here. This is stable condition. Cu plus is stable. Okay. This is second ionization energy. Okay. And what about Zn plus IE2 plus 1 electron? Remove 1 electron from Zn plus 1. What is the electronic configuration of Zn plus 1? Argon 4s1 3d10. Here in S there is no completely fulfilled orbital. Okay. So that's why it is unstable. Okay. Now which energy is high? This one and this one. Second ionization energy is high for Cu plus 1. What is the reason? It has stable configuration. Now if you want to remove the electron from 3d10, it is very difficult. So we use more energy to remove the electron from 3d10. Okay. So it consumes more energy. So second ionization energy of Cu plus is more than second ionization energy of Zn plus 1. It is unstable. We can easily remove the electron from 4s here. Okay. Keep it in our mind. So therefore IE2 of Cu plus 1 is higher than IE2 of Zn plus 1. Keep it in our mind. Very, very important bit. This is the correct answer. Okay. And let's see now about manganese and chromium. What about the ionization energy of manganese and chromium? So let's see. This is the manganese. What is the atomic number? 25. Okay. Its electronic configuration is argon 4s2 3d5. There is here in S there is 2 electron. It is completely off-filled electronic configuration. It is stable configuration. Manganese. Okay. What about chromium? Its atomic number is 24. It has special electronic configuration, that is argon 4s1 3d5. It is incomplete 4s orbital. So it is unstable condition. Unstable. Okay, unstable. So now let us take argon. So use first ionization energy and remove one electron. It is neutral isolated. This is manganese. Neutral isolated gaseous atom. This one, okay, gas. Now I would like to remove the electron from manganese. Okay, so then it becomes Mn plus unipositive ion by the loss of one electron. So this is first ionization energy. Okay, so Mn is stable, stable. So if you want to remove the electron from Mn like this, it is very difficult. Why? Because it is stable. So it consumes more energy. Okay, so first ionization energy of manganese very high than chromium. Okay, so let us chromium take, this one is gas. Okay, so use first ionization energy and it becomes Cr plus and one electron. Okay, so here this energy is very high than this one. It is stable, already stable. Manganese is stable. Here it is unstable. So removal of electron from stable atom is very difficult. So in this case we use more energy. Okay, so now write the question. First ionization energy IE1 of manganese and chromium is option A. Manganese is greater than chromium. Option B, Mn is less than chromium. Option C, manganese is nearly same to chromium. Option D, none of these. Which one is correct one? Manganese has stable electronic configuration here, so it has highest first ionization energy than chromium. So this is the answer. Okay students, clear up to? So okay, now this is unipositive ion, am I right? Unipositive ion. This one is also unipositive ion. Okay, clear ma? So let's see now. Now let us consider Mn plus. After removal of the electron, take this one, unipositive ion, Mn plus. Use second ionization energy IE2, then it becomes Mn plus 2 by the loss of one more electron. What about the electronic configuration of Mn plus? So argon 4s1 3d5. There is no fulfilled orbitals here in 4s, so it is unstable. Okay, what about chromium plus here? Chromium plus, and by using second ionization energy it gives Cr plus 2 plus 1 electron. Okay, what about chromium plus 1 electronic configuration here? This is argon 4s0 3d5. This condition is stable. Condition. So removal of electron from Cr plus 1 is very difficult than Mn plus 1. Okay, Mn plus 1. Why? Because this is stable electronic configuration. So removal of electron from these 3Ds 5 is very difficult. So it consumes more energy to remove the electron. Keep it in our mind. Now write the question regarding this. IE2 of Mn plus and Cr plus is option A. Mn plus is greater than Cr plus. Option B, Mn plus is less than Cr plus 1. Option C, Mn plus is nearly Cr plus 1. Option D, none of these. So now which one is correct one here, students? So here this has stable electronic configuration. So chromium plus 1 has maximum. Option B. Second ionization energy of Cr plus is very high. Okay, keep it in our mind. And let's see. You know, 3D transition series, scandium to zinc, am I right? And 4D transition series, yttrium to cadmium, and 5D transition series, lanthanum to mercury. Lanthanum to mercury. Okay. So these are the 3 transition series. Okay. So now let us take the graph between radius and atomic number Z. Okay, clear? So now let us take 3D transition series. The radius initially is very high and it is down and increase. This is the radius R, radius values. Initially it is very high, okay, when atomic number is very less. Atomic number is increases and radius is increases like this. Okay, so initial atomic radius is very high at low atomic number. Okay, and it is suddenly decrease and again increase. Radius is again increase at higher atomic number. This is 3D transition series. Radius of 3D transition series graph. So we call it is R3D. Okay, and let us take this is 4D and this one is 5D radius. Okay, so this is R4D and R5D. Okay, so let us observe here one thing that is very important. Here radius of 3D, 4D and 5D. Okay, so these two are at high radius, you know, clear? If you observe, radius of 4D and 5D almost are similar, you know, almost are similar. From this graph, radius of 4D is similar to radius of 5D, but it is so far from these two. Okay, so radius of 4D is almost equals to radius of 5D. Keep it in our mind. So why? What is the reason? Due to lanthanoid contraction. I will explain what is lanthanoid contraction here. Okay. Let's see now. This is 3D transition series from scandium and next one titanium and the last one is zinc. Okay, and 4D transition series is starts from yttrium and second one is zirconium and the last one is cadmium. Okay, and 5D transition series, here it is lanthanum first one and after that hafnium and the last one is mercury. So this is called as period and this one is called as groups. These are the group from top to bottom, from left to right in the periodic table from top to bottom. Top to bottom is called as group. These are the groups, and this one is called as spirit. Okay. So now let's see what is the atomic number of titanium. It is 22. Okay. What about this one? Zirconium. The atomic number is 40, and hafnium, its atomic number is 72. How much it is? 72. So let us take this group here. This is titanium 22 and zirconium 40 and hafnium, it is 72. This is 3D transition, and this is 4D, and this is 5D. Okay. So now this is the group from top to bottom. So you know very well, where we are moving from top to bottom, what happened? Atomic radius is increased generally. Am I right? Okay. So let us observe this outermost electronic configuration here. 3D means four s2 3D2, 4s2 3D2, and here 5s2 4D2, here 6s2 5D2 4F14. This is their outermost electronic configuration of these elements. Okay, clear? So generally from top to bottom, atomic radius decreases, so atomic radius is increases, and ionization energy values are decreased. Already we discussed about decrease. Okay, that means what we are expecting here, in this case from top to bottom atomic radius is increases. Okay, but in this case what happened here, from titanium to zirconium, how many protons are different? 18 protons are different. Am I right? 18 protons. 22, 40 minus 22. How many protons? 18 protons. Protons are present at nucleus. From zirconium to hafnium, how many protons are different? 32 protons are different. So titanium to zirconium, okay, size is increases. Size of titanium is less than zirconium. Okay, clear? Okay. From zirconium to hafnium, what happened? There is suddenly 32 protons are increases. How many protons? 32 protons. Here it is only 18, but large difference is there between zirconium to hafnium. Okay. So here the radius of zirconium is almost equals to radius of hafnium. Why? Because nuclear charge is high here. How many protons are developed here? 32 protons. Number of positive charges are increases in the nucleus. Due to that phenomena, radius not much increases. Okay, when comparing with zirconium. Okay, so the radius is very much almost all similar to both here. Okay, keep it in our mind. Is it clear, ma? Zirconium and hafnium. Okay, if you compare these two, radius of these two are actually increases from top to bottom, but radius of these two are almost similar. What is the reason here? Let's see. So let us consider nucleus of hafnium. This is the nucleus of hafnium. Okay. There is completely filled 4f orbital. The maximum filling capacity of 4f is 14 electrons. 14 electrons are there in 4f. Am I right? Okay. So around the nucleus of hafnium there is 14 f electrons are there. Am I right? 14 f electrons. Why atomic radius of zirconium and hafnium is nearly similar? What is the reason? Let's see. So this is the nucleus of hafnium. Suppose there is 14 f electrons. What type of electrons these are? The electrons which are present in 4f. Suppose 14 electrons. These are electrons. Suppose. Generally, size of f orbital is very high. Okay. Size of f orbital is very high. Very high. Very high. That so f orbitals diffused around the nucleus. Diffused means these f orbitals and their electrons are arranged so far from each other around the nucleus. So there is much distance between the electrons around the nucleus. There is so much of gap between electrons around the nucleus. That is called diffused here. Okay. So they are arranged in different arrangement and so far each other. Okay. Clear? So f orbital has force shielding effect. Force shielding effect. What is force shielding effect? So now this is 4f, and what about next one? 5d2 and 6s2. These are the outermost electrons. Am I right? This is the nucleus. Now these 4f electrons are act as in between these nucleus and these outermost electrons, act as a screens. Act as a screen or nothing but of a wall. Okay. That is called screen. Okay. Now what type of screen? It is strong shielding effect or poor shielding effect. If electrons are arranged very nearly, then it is act as good screen. Then attraction forces between these positive and these outermost electrons is very weak. Why? Because the electrons are very close arrangement. It acts as a good screen. Okay, clear? So it is so far from the nucleus. Why? Because attraction is very less between nucleus and outermost electron. If electrons are arranged very close, clear? If electrons are arranged very near, then it is a good shielding effect. Okay? Then the attraction between nucleus and outermost electron is very less. That means the radius is very high. Am I right? Clear? But here 4f electrons are there. These are very so far. Okay? So these are very poor shielding effect. Not very much close. It is not a good wall, not a good shield. Okay? Clear? That means attraction between nucleus of hafnium and their valency electrons strongly attracted. So radius or size of hafnium suddenly decrease. So this is poor shielding effect. So attractions are very strong. Then what happens? These electrons moves towards to nucleus. Okay. So size automatically decrease. So that is the reason why zirconium and hafnium having nearly same size. Okay, scandium, it is titanium, and the next one is scandium, sorry, titanium and zirconium and hafnium. Hafnium 22, 40 and 72. Okay. So why radius of zirconium is similar to hafnium? That is the point here. Radius of hafnium nearly same. Actually, radius of hafnium or size of the hafnium very much higher than zirconium, but it is almost similar. What is the reason? It has poor shielding effect due to the 4f orbital. Then outermost electrons are very easily to move towards the nucleus. Then automatically size is very close. Okay. So hafnium size is very much close, almost near to zirconium. Okay. Due to poor shielding effect of 4f or f orbital. Okay. These are not a good screen. There is some gap is there, so easily attracted towards. If it is good shielding effect, there is so much of distance between these two, less attraction, so radius is very much high. That is not happened here due to the larger size of the 4f. Okay, keep it in our mind. And if you observe one more thing here, titanium and zirconium and hafnium, 72, 40 atomic number and 22. Okay, and here titanium, that is 3d to 4d and 5d. Am I right? 3d to 4d, how many protons are difference? 3d to 4d, how many protons difference? Protons difference, where protons are present? In the nucleus. 18 protons are difference. Protons means they are positively charged species which are present at the nucleus of atom. Okay. From zirconium to hafnium, 32 protons are difference. From 4d to 5d, difference is 32. Okay. So charge is increases or not? Here it is 32. In the hafnium, nuclear charges increases. Why? Because proton charges increases. Protons has positively charged species at nucleus. So electrons having negative. So more positive charges and outermost electrons, they are very easily attracted. So atomic size is decreases. Okay. So from 4d to 5d, there is plus 32 unit charge differ by the protons. If effective nuclear charge is increases, what happen? Its size is decreases. Okay. So this is called lanthanoid contraction. Due to this sudden decrease in the size of the atom due to the force shielding effect of 4f orbital is called as lanthanoid contraction. Okay. So now let's see ionization energies. Ionization energies generally we have 3d, 4d, 5d in the group. Am I right? 3d, 4d, 5d in the group. Okay, this is the small size atoms. I think we are expecting this is large. Okay, large size. So ionization energy generally inversely proportional to size. Okay, now that means ionization energy, small size has more ionization energy. If size is small, more ionization energy. Okay, I think we are expecting 3d, 4d and 5d. 3d transition elements having more ionization energy, we are expecting this. okay, but it is wrong here actually. So here 3D is greater than 4D and less than 5D. 5D orbital having more ionization energy than 4D, okay. In some cases, it is in some cases, keep it in your mind. In the case of ionization energy, the order of transitional metal elements is like this, okay. And some exception condition, this is exception, keep it in. Now some exception conditions are here, those are very very important, okay. Now ionization energy order of copper, silver and iron, this is belongs to 3D, 4D, 5D, okay, clear. So the order is 5D is greater than 3D is greater than 4D. This is more ionization energy, okay. This is least ionization energy, okay. And next one, nickel, palladium and platinum. So arrange in this order. What about the 5D? That is Rm is greater than 3D, copper then greater than 4D means silver. This is the order, okay. So nickel, palladium and platinum, this is 3D, 4D, 5D. Ionization order is here, 3D less than, 4D less than, 5D. High ionization energy or ionization potential, and this one is least ionization energy. So 3D means nickel, 4D means palladium and 5D means platinum. Increasing order ionization. High ionization energy, 5D means, what is 5D here? Platinum, okay. And one more example, which is very very important. Chromium and molybdenum and tungsten. This is 3D, 4D, 5D. Ionization order is also here. This is also exception condition. 3D, 4D less than 5D. So what is 3D here? Chromium, molybdenum less than and tungsten. This one has high ionization energy. This one has least ionization energy. You have to keep it in your mind, these three questions, and manganese and chromium and copper and zinc combinations, okay. Lanthanoid contraction means there is decrease the atomic size, okay, when comparing with zirconium due to the poor shielding effect of 4f orbital in hafnium, okay. Actually hafnium size is very much high, we are expecting that from top to bottom atomic radius is increases, but in hafnium what happened, there is 4f fulfilled orbital is there, so that 4f orbital is in big in size. The electrons which are present in 4f orbital around the nucleus arranged in so far, so there is so much of gap between these electrons, so they are not act as a good screens or good shield, that 6s electrons very easily enter to the nucleus. That means there is strong attraction, that is attraction means size is also automatically decreases, so size is very less. So when comparing with the zirconium, hafnium is actually very much bigger in size, but due to this poor 4f shielding effect, its size almost are similar to zirconium, okay. And also if you compare the number of protons in zirconium and hafnium, there is plus 32 units difference, okay. That means effective nuclear charges increases plus 32 in zirconium, that is high. So when charges increases, what happened, attraction is also very high from outermost electrons, they easily attract the electron from the outermost cell. Is it clear, mark 2? Okay students, we will see again on tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you very much, okay. So exceptional electronic configuration, you have to remember that and practice more that.